Today we're going to be reacting to you guys' assumptions about us as parents, and I'm a little nervous about these, can't lie, but
Welcome back to Your Cup of Tea. It's your boy Josh.
and it's your girl Katie and Josh. Okay, Josh basically did a poll on Instagram or just a questionnaire, whatever, and he asked you guys, and I haven't seen some of these, so I'm a little like I'm gonna be like on spot, like I'm kind of excited for
To
it.
be fair, a lot of you guys said like in the poll, it's like, obviously I just want to put an assumption out there, but like I don't think this about you guys, which I think is maybe a scapegoat. I don't really know. Like
No,
maybe
but
they kind of think it in the back of their head, because just to tell a quick backstory. So my buddy Jeremy, we were just FaceTiming earlier, and he's like, oh, like someone recognized me from your guys' videos. And then they started asking all these questions like, oh, are they like as like
are they
are
really
they the
what they
same on
seem like?
camera, or are they like super cocky, like stuck up, like because they have money and all these things? And like he was like, dude, it was so weird to me because I didn't even know how to respond, because like I've known you my whole life, and it's like you haven't changed. Like you guys have always been the same. And obviously he's known
No,
Katie since we started
I thought it was
dating.
really sweet though, because he was like, you guys are some of the most genuine people I've ever met, and he's like, and I'm not just saying that because you're my homie, I've known you forever. He's like, I genuinely mean it, and I was like, oh, that was really sweet. Like you
He's
guys
like,
have a
he's
little
like,
cute friend moment. I was like, oh, this
yeah,
is
he's
so
like, I honestly
cute.
didn't even know how to answer it, because like it's just like I never even think of you guys in that way. So it was like such a weird question. But
Yeah.
he's like, the more I run into that, it's like it seems like people have all these assumptions. So it's like as soon as he said that, I was like,
Perfect.
let's film this video and this podcast,
I
because I
actually
know people have assumptions
I
of us as parents.
I love assumptions because I feel like sometimes they're wild, sometimes they're like kind of right, and like things we don't talk about. So let's just get into them.
All right, we're gonna dive in. So the first one is from Emily,
Okay.
and we're starting off with a little aggressive one.
Oh,
Emily, she
oh
said,
God.
you wouldn't be able to do it if you had normal lives. So she's saying like we wouldn't be able to do parenting if we had normal lives, because she actually put, I'm kind of gonna put Emily on blast. She put like 4 in here, and of course her picture is her and her kid on her
She
profile.
put 4. What do you
Like
mean?
4 different assumptions, like
Oh.
basically just cutting in.
Oh, Emily has
Like you don't show the hard parts about parenting. You're sugarcoating being parents. Uh, and those are the only ones I screenshotted. But she had a bunch, and I was like, "Tell me how you really feel, Emily." Damn.
it's so interesting because parenting, I just feel like different. Here's my thought process. I think sometimes when it comes to parenting, especially if you have one kid, it's like some babies are completely different than other babies, and some people's experience of like what they think is completely different too. That doesn't mean they're better or worse than you, or they're a better mom, or they're a better this. Like, okay, for example, Sky, she kind of sleeps through the night, but not really. Like, it's not like she doesn't wake up or I get this like solid amount of sleep. Now, there's times where I'll wake up like 3 times in the middle of the night, but to me, I still can function off of that sleep and feel totally normal. So it's not that hard to me. I'm not saying it's not hard at all. I'm just saying I personally function fine off of little sleep. Now there was times where she was up all night long and crying and like up for a while, like in the beginning, and that was hard for me. Like that was harder to function.
Let's take a step back and let's dive into the first one. I want to answer all of them because I think they're all good
Yeah.
assumptions. Now I think she was trying to say something without saying something, but I think these are assumptions a lot of people have. So the first
Yeah.
one is like you couldn't do it if you didn't have the lives you have.
I
Which like
disagree
to
because
me, I'm like
everyone does it. I mean,
everybody figures out a way.
my mom had 4 kids and she had absolutely no money. Then she met my dad, who was a teacher. It's not like we all know teachers aren't wealthy. Like they're not making a ton
See,
of money.
I don't think that's really like that fair of an assumption, because first of all, like we do have a very fortunate life and we're blessed with everything we have.
But we don't use
we
the
work
money.
very hard, and we both work. So
Yeah.
I think if anything, it makes
But
it's harder.
the one thing I wouldn't say harder. The one thing I will not take, or I won't take this for granted, is that you are home helping me. So I never compare my lifestyle to a stay-at-home mom or even a working mom, because I'm basically both, but it's basically like two working and stay-at-home moms together. So I feel like our situation is different than other people, but there is a lot of people who have husbands who work from home, and it's the same, and they're not working at all. Now, for us, we're both working and both being at the parent. So it's kind of, it's a different situation, but I wouldn't say that necessarily makes it easier or harder.
Yeah, I I shouldn't have said it harder. I just
Yeah.
think like it's a different challenge. And I think I go back to the scenario you just gave of your mom. Like, I mean, if you were a stay-at-home mom, like, and that's all you had to think about,
That would be hard in itself
that would
too.
be hard in itself, of course, but it's a different kind of hard
It
because
is.
right now it's opposite. Like you're watching Sky maybe for an hour, I'm doing something for one of our companies, and then we flip-flop, and then you go straight into work mode, and now I'm watching Sky for a little bit.
I think it just
And then
depends.
she's like, she's napping. We got to film this video because we have obligations and
It
brands
depends
that
on
we
the
promised.
person though
Yeah.
too, because I think some people it's like they only want to be maybe a stay-at-home mom, and some people like having that like work in their life too, because it's like they get a break from being a mom. Some moms are like, I could hold a baby all day long, and some are like, I love my kids, but I need time for something else too.
See, it goes along to like that same thing about working out. And this might be a horrible comparison, but it's like choose your hard. It's like being out of shape is hard. Being in shape is hard. I think we are well off, like if we're talking about money. And I think that's what she's referring to, like the lives you guys have. And it makes it easier for us. But
Yeah,
I'm
if we
like,
hired a nanny,
but
but
we
we don't,
also,
you know.
yeah, but we
even
also we work a lot and we work hard and so I think what we do is hard. I also think being a stay-at-home mom is
Yeah.
hard. It's like choose your hard. What hard do you want it
Well,
to be?
that's the thing is I think either is hard, and I always see on TikTok like the comparison of like stay-at-home moms versus working moms, and
Katie B with a little ASMR with our first Phorm drink.
I'm ruining it.
Oh, I'm ruining it. As she's sipping on a little energy drink right now, we want to say that this podcast is supported by First Phorm.
Guys, we love First Form. We've talked about it so much because it literally is just so incorporated into our everyday lives between the energy drinks, the greens, the reds, the protein powder, the collagen, you name it. Like, okay, one thing I definitely want to tell you guys about that we have been it's like been our like new thing is overnight oats.
Oh my God.
I don't know what it is. Like
So
they
good.
just taste so good. And I feel like a lot of you guys always like when we give like healthy like tips and things like that on like how to lose weight or like how to build muscle and how to just have like a good routine. Personally, I think overnight oats have been a huge game changer for us. Do you want to tell them how we make it, or do you know?
Okay, it's a pretty simple recipe, obviously overnight. So you make them the night before. That way it's ready and prepped for the morning. It's going to be First Phorm protein powder. We like the Cinnamon Toast Crunch protein powder.
We
I'll leave a
also
link down below.
like the caramel latte protein
Yup.
powder. So that one's super good. I put about 1 scoop of that in, and then I put about half a scoop of oats, and then I put a little bit almond milk and a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit
butter.
of peanut butter. It is so good.
And you mix it up in the morning. It like all like meshes together kind of.
Literally.
And it's delicious.
So if you guys want to do something to kickstart off like the new year and get on that healthy grind, definitely try that recipe. Also, if you guys need a little energy boost,
Little pick me up.
these energy drinks are so freaking good.
I'm going to leave all our First Phorm favorite products linked down below, and you guys should check them out.
I'm like, dude, they're so different. I'm like, one, it's like, it sucks you have to go to work, but then you also are sacrificing that time away from your kids. So that's hard in itself too. Then being a stay-at-home mom, I think some people just think they sit around and do nothing all day. No, it is so hard to literally, because I feel like when you're a stay-at-home mom and you don't have a job, it's like your job is to be with the kids. And so if like you want that like little break, but you don't get it. And if you do, if like, let's say like you put your kids down or something, or they're on the floor and you go on your phone, you feel guilty because you're like, I should be with them. And like, you just really don't get a break as a stay-at-home mom. At work, it's like you do, but you don't. It's a different type of break. They're both a job, because you can't say that some people think that being a stay-at-home mom isn't a job, but then tell me why you'd have to pay a nanny so much money, like a full salary job.
Totally.
So like it's a sacrifice, and some people don't do it because they're lazy. They do it because it makes sense, too.
Yeah, I always hate like the scenarios just like, oh, like, you know,
Don't you feel bad you're not doing
stay-at-home
anything?
moms
Like,
don't do anything. I think that is the most rewarding job anybody could ever do on the planet.
I think
I think
working a job is actually almost can be easier than being a stay-at-home mom, if you're going job wise, because I feel like you have adult conversations, you get like little breaks, like it can, not saying it is easier because you're sacrificing things, but like mentally I feel like it could be a little less.
I mean, I just don't really like, and obviously it's an assumption, like they're supposed to be fun, they're supposed to be juicy, but like I just don't like that, like those assumptions, because to me it's just so like it's basically degrading. It's like, you guys only like being parents because you have a quote easy life, is to me what she's trying to say. And it's like, I think like even like someone could say that about a business, like, oh, well, you have a business that's successful. I'm
We
like,
didn't.
well, yeah, we didn't. We grinded our asses off to get
Yeah.
there. And like we still put in a lot of work to this day and have like constant thought process of things. Like we were literally having a money discussion the other day. It's like, like
It's
just
just
discussions
different.
we have off camera, obviously, but it's just different. And
And it's also a little different too, I
again,
guess.
choose your heart.
When you didn't
know?
like get handed something on your lap and like no one was just like, oh, here's 1 million subscribers and blah, blah, blah. And it's successful. Like we built this too. Like, and I think sometimes people forget that. And like, it's a lot of hard work that goes into it. So we know both sides of it too. And I think some people even will make comments like, oh, like with money, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you guys realize that I also like didn't have money.
Like neither of us came from money.
Too.
It's
So like I
could
understand like
right.
certain situations. And I still am like so good with like money and decisions. Like I'll be like, is this worth it? With how much like I would have to work for this, or like how much I even relate back sometimes. Like I'll be like, I used to get paid like $9 an hour. I'm like, is this worth $9 an hour times 6 hours? I'm like, is that worth it? And I'm like, or is that a waste of money? Like I still have that mindset, which I think is a pretty good like healthy mindset to have.
I agree.
But yeah.
No, I know we've both worked those jobs, the hard jobs. Neither of us came from money.
But I feel like it makes you appreciate things so much more too, because it has more value. It's like the work that's put into things when you buy things. But I also think that assumption brought upon us when you got the McLaren. I don't know what it is, because like we bought a house that's way more than the McLaren. But when people see like a fancy car, they're like instantly like, oh, they have like stupid money. Like they can just do whatever they want. Like
I feel like that's a whole nother story. Like I think that is also a thing. We could like probably do a whole podcast on the whole like supercar syndrome.
Supercar syndrome
is what I call it, but I don't really want to go out down that road because I feel like it's off topic.
Yeah.
But again, like just going off her other assumption also,
what are the other ones?
Is you don't show the hard parts about being parents. Like to me, it's like she's like, oh, you guys just make it fun and like all fun.
But I feel
which
like
is great. If she says that, like what we're doing, what we're showing is like, well, I do think it is fun. So
okay, I
think being a parent is awesome. Yes, sometimes Sky cries and I'm like, what's wrong?
But this is what's so funny is if like Sky was having a meltdown, am I gonna then pick up the camera and be like, she's having a meltdown? Then people are gonna be like, you're exploiting your kid's meltdown. You're just trying to profit off of your kid. Why don't you be a parent? Blah, blah, blah. Which is what we do. And like, that's not to say we'd never pick up a camera in situations. But the thing is like, she doesn't really like, we're just giving our honest experience in things. And then sometimes I think if it's not what people want to see, they kind of have an issue with it. It's like when I was having fun being pregnant and working out, and it was like, this was my reality. People would be like, this is unrealistic. This is unrealistic, but unhealthy.
Blah,
You're
blah,
setting
blah.
a bad example. I'm like, all I'm trying to do is show that like you can have fun for those girls who have anxiety about pregnancy, or the girls who love working out and feel like they're never going to be able to again. I'm like, you can. I'm just showing people like the positive side of things. That's not saying I'm not saying it's all rainbows, and
you're not even trying to do that. You're just living your life, and that's what is giving off because that is your reality. And that's again with that comment, I'm like, well, this is our reality. I'm not going to fake it being horrible. Like we were literally just talking about like wanting another kid. Like it's been so fun for us. Like February is the month of love. So why not show some love to your skin? Most skincare routines only deliver superficial results, but thanks to today's sponsor, OneSkin, you get a scientifically proven treatment that improves the appearance and health of your skin at a cellular level.
Ooh, okay, guys. We've talked about OneSkin plenty on this podcast because we genuinely love it so much. And what I love so much is the lotion on my skin makes it feel like butterly soft. Butterly? Is that a word?
She's making
buttery.
Up. OneSkin makes her make up new words. That's how soft your skin feels.
It feels like butter. Butter. Anyway, my skin feels really soft when I put it on. It feels like glowy, and I just love how it feels because I don't know what it is, especially living in Arizona. It's so dry here, and I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like terrible if my skin's not feeling good.
Yeah, Katie B has made me get a skincare routine, so I have been using OneSkin and loving the way I've been looking. I feel like people say I got the parent glow, but I feel like it's the OneSkin glow.
Yeah, you know, people say I had the mom glow, but maybe it's not
It's
really
just
the
one
mom
skin
glow. Okay, One Skin is more than skincare. It's about skin longevity, targeting the root causes of aging to help you look and feel your best at every age. You guys can get started today with 15% off if you guys use our code YourCoupleT at oneskin.co. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code YourCoupleT. And guys, after you purchase, they're going to ask you where you guys heard about them. And please make sure you guys support and
the
tell them
show.
that we sent you. So it's time you expect more from your skincare routine. Invest in the health of your skin with One Skin. The thing is I think this is both the way we are is if we're doing something in life, okay, let's say being pregnant, there is a lot of like uncomfortable things that comes with pregnancy, like you don't feel good, like these things. When I like focus on not feeling good or all the bad things, then I feel like it makes it worse for me, and then I feel like the problems stack on each other versus
Yeah.
like when I'm like, oh no, this is great, like this and this, and I almost like sometimes I'll play like mind games with myself and just like keep saying positive things, and I feel like it makes my experience so much better. But I feel like that's the way it is always in life. It's like even with working out, like I could go to the gym and be like, oh, like I feel so gross today. Like I don't feel like being here. Like this sucks. I'm gonna have the worst workout ever. But if I get on, I'm like, I'm gonna make a cute outfit. I'll be like, you know what? I'm proud of myself. I showed up. If I keep talking positive, it's like my workout is going to be like through the roof, like insane, because it's just like that positivity behind it. And I feel like sometimes people are like, that's fake. That's not to say that I don't wake up and be like, I don't want to do this. Like I like literally don't have motivation, you know, but I like do the positive things to get myself there, and I show that. You know, and I'm trying to think, I'm like, I don't think that we've really fought over like any parenting, like, because obviously not parenting, but like,
Well, the thing with her saying like, oh, like you don't show the hard things, like to me, I don't know. Like I feel like we love her so much. It's like there has been hard things, sure. Like one, I mean, honestly, I do think we have a good baby. Like she is a good baby, and we are blessed with that. Like obviously, I
yeah,
can't,
we don't, we never,
she's
we don't know.
healthy. She smiles, she giggles a lot. She likes to like play. Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Like that happened. Like
That's our,
you know what I'm saying? That's our reality again. So
yeah.
like if someone's mad about that, whatever. But I don't know where I was going, but I feel like if there was a hard part, like we would show it. It's just
No, but the
to
thing,
us, it's like
I
we
don't,
like the challenges and like yeah, get you talked, Katie did talk about how breastfeeding in the middle of the night
yeah.
for the first couple of whiles was like super hard
I've
and like
talked about
even
that too. And but the
multiple
thing is
times.
like, I feel like sometimes if I'm not like, this sucks, like I hate it, like then people like think I'm being like lying about it too. Because
Yeah.
like I've talked about it on the podcast, especially too, of like how breastfeeding, like at first, like I was like, it was really hard for me because I never had sat down. But like to me, instead of being like, breastfeeding was such an awful journey, I look at it, I was like, maybe I needed to learn a lesson. Maybe God was teaching me a lesson that I need to sit down and take things in, because I am normally like, I was breastfeeding, I'm like, oh my God, I got to get up. I got to clean that. I got to do this. I got to do that. I'm like such a like go person. It like forced me to sit down and take in that time with her. And at first I was like, not that I didn't like it, but I was like, this is like painful to me. I want to be doing things. And then like now I'm like, I love it. Like I look forward to it. It like changed me as a person. It's like, in the moment I was like, this is hard, but like, I don't know. I look at it as almost like maybe that was a lesson it was meant to be. And now it's something that I love. And it's not like yeah, I don't know. I feel like I always share like what's hard, but just try and like look at the positive of it, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Which again, it's our reality. So, you know, I
Yeah.
feel like that's something we definitely have prided ourselves on, like in our like social media journey is like we're not being fake. We're like,
Well, here's the thing is
we're just showing you guys like our reality.
I feel like especially on social media, we have told them like everything.
Like we've cried on camera.
No, we've
We've
told
talked
them
about money on camera.
We've told you guys all about our fights. Like I'm pretty sure on the podcast we've said every single fight we've had, unless it was like a stupid small.
Yeah, like
fight.
the
Any
worthy
like the
ones,
worst
like
fights or whatever we've had. But like, okay, do we make a video about it? No, that is so not natural. Like I would never pick up the camera to fight.
No, I mean definitely
So like
not.
that, like come on, you know, like that's just kind of more. I feel like it's like we are open with that, but also next time we fight, would you say it to a vlog?
Speaking of fighting, this one might bring up a fight.
Oh.
This one's for KDB.
Okay.
You're sad the baby looks like Josh.
No. Okay.
True or false?
False.
Is it because I'm ugly?
No. Okay. I love, well, one, personally, I think she does look like me a little bit. And I don't need other people to think that. Like I see like little parts and I'm like, but me as a baby, and I'm like, oh, it's so cute. But I don't really care. I don't really care if Sky looks more like you. Obviously, I think you're so handsome. That's why I married you. So like I think you have the best features. Like I love your features even more than my features. So like I love that she looks like you. Like you're my favorite person in the world. Why wouldn't I want my new favorite, well, not like other favorite person.
No, your new favorite person. No. That's fine.
But like, why wouldn't I want her to look? So the new year is all about fresh starts and new beginnings. And I want to give you guys a golden opportunity to prioritize your guys' self-care. So OSEA has clean, vegan, and sustainable body care. It's a glowing choice for achieving your new year body care and self-care goals.
Your boy loves the LG body butter. I don't know what it is. I've never put lotion on until we moved to Arizona. And then Katie B put me onto this. And I'm like,
so bad. I don't know if it's like a guy thing or what, but like he was always so bad. And I feel like girls are so good about having like a routine and like self-care. And that is my favorite thing with OSEA's body butter. The LG body butter specifically is so good. Put it all over my body every time after I get out of the shower, and I literally feel like my skin is like radiating and glowing. It's like one of my favorite. I don't like, do you not look forward to it? I look forward to it.
I love it because my skin feels so good after. But yeah, thanks to Katie B for putting me on, because before that I was just a dry, crusty man.
Yeah. So if you guys want to check out OSEO's, then you guys can actually, we have a special discount for you guys. You guys can get 10% off your first order site-wide if you guys use code YourCoupleT at OSEAMalibu.com. You guys will get free samples with every order and free shipping on orders over $60. So head over to OSEAMalibu.com and use code YourCoupleT for 10% off, like you. And to
That's
me,
true.
this is something that I always say is I'm like, Sky isn't Josh 2.0. She's not Katie 2.0. She's her own person with like qualities of us, you know?
100%.
So it's like, to me, it doesn't really matter. I think what kind of bothers me more so is like if certain people like try and go out of their way to make it seem like it's like, oh, it's just Josh. It's just this.
Yeah, I think
But
when
feel
people like
moms-
almost say it like in a sarcastic, like not sarcastic, but like a nudgy way, like, oh, she only looks like Josh, ha ha ha. But like it's fine a couple of times, but like
Yeah.
I feel like if someone kept doing that, like
Yeah.
then it would kind of be like, okay, like what are you trying to say? Like
I feel
she
like
came out of my hoo ha.
Yeah.
Definitely my kid.
I feel like sometimes like moms just get like, not like on the back burner, but like I definitely feel like dads get more credit for certain things because it's like it's like people's expectation of a mom's supposed to do everything. And then anytime a dad does something, it's like,
I will agree. And I want to put this scenario out there. And she was not wrong for saying this. And I actually really appreciated the compliment. But
who?
someone we know, she was at our house and I put Sky down for a nap because Katie was working.
Oh, yeah.
And she goes, like, I put her down and I came back and she's like, is she down for a nap? And I'm like, yeah, I just put her down. She's like, you put her down? And I was like, yeah. And she's like, wow, I'm impressed. And like, to me, it was a compliment. But then also like, I kind of thought about it and I was like, well, why are you impressed? I mean,
Well, no. I think her thing was because she said that her kids, like it's hard for the dad to get the kids down because they wouldn't go down. So that was a little bit different. But there's been times where Josh,
I guess that was a bad
Josh would literally just be
situation.
holding her that people don't even know his parenting. So I'd be like, you're such a good dad. And I'm like, he is.
Just for
but
holding the
but just
baby.
because he held them. Just like, what? But like, okay, it would drive me nuts.
I will agree.
It would drive me nuts if you were a bad dad. Like that would drive me crazy because you get like all the praise. But I love it because I'm like, you are a good dad. Like, but people will say that don't even know your parenting or like don't watch your videos or anything. Or just like if they see a dad holding their kid, they're like, he's so involved.
I will agree though, because I just feel like a mother, like by nature, is like more nourishing.
Yeah.
Typically.
But it's also
And I feel like
expected.
the dad, like, at least I feel like in previous times is more of the like I provide, but like I don't nurture, like I don't like.
Well,
I don't know. I really don't know.
I will
actually.
say one thing I feel like from like our parents' generation, and I could be wrong, but like to ours is I feel like the dads are becoming more involved. Maybe that's because of difference of like dads working from home and being able to be there. But like to me, if the father is able and willing, I think they should know how to put a baby down for a nap. I think they should know how to give a baby a bottle, or like it shouldn't be like all hell break loose. Like they don't know how to watch their own kid because it's their kid. Now everything's different. Like if they have crazy hours or like, you know, they're not home.
I will
certain
say
things.
Katie B does have the magic touch that I don't have
I have
as a
boobs.
mother, and it's called boobs.
Well, also I just feel like
No, I'm just
there's a big difference with babies and their moms too. Like the
True.
calmer, the smell, like everything like that.
True.
But like Sky's pretty easy to put
Yeah,
down.
and
Like,
I don't think, and I again, this isn't such a situational thing because you know what I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying like it's wrong if someone doesn't hold their baby as much. Like, if a dad doesn't, like maybe if they're working all day
Yeah.
long and then come home and it's like they see the baby, but like yeah, maybe they're not as invested because they can't be. Like, I'm not saying that's wrong.
yeah.
I'm just
Also,
you know.
one thing I think that people like, oh, like if we're not showing that it's hard, like don't get me wrong, like there's times where Josh is gone and I'm home and I'm like, oh, I'm going a little stir crazy. Like I get that stay at home mom feeling when you're just like, I need to get out, I need to do something. I feel like, you know, like you're just at home with the baby and it feels like kind of exhausting. Sometimes whenever I'm in situations like, even if it seems like more of a challenge to take her out and about by myself, I like the challenge because I don't like to be stuck in one place, but it always makes me feel better in the long run. So like if you are a stay-at-home mom and you're able, and I just think like even going for a walk makes me feel better, or like getting out, even if I have to go grocery shopping, even if I'm just like doing some, but in the moment it's like, oh, it seems like a lot of work to get her in the car seat, get her in and then
True.
go. But every time I do it, I feel so much better. And so that personally works for me. It's like, there's not like I don't have challenges or like feeling certain ways, but I just like get out and do it. And it helps me. Like, or I try and figure out a solution to every like problem I have. That makes
100%.
sense, which I think helps me a lot. And if you are a stay-at-home mom and like you ever do feel like that, I just feel like making it fun in different ways for yourself. It's like, even like I think sometimes parents are like, oh, I can't bring a kid here, I can't do this and that. Try it. Like
And to
so many
me-
people are like, I can't travel with a kid, I
Yeah.
can't do this, I can't do that. And I'm not talking financial. I'm talking literally just like, so because some people are scared. What if other people think? Who cares what other people think?
Well, again, and I just touching back on the like, oh, you make it seem so easy. It's like, having a kid is such a blessing, and I
Yeah.
feel like it's like touched our hearts so much. It's like I don't think we're trying to make it seem easy. I just think like we love it and we realize how blessed we are.
Well-
that it's like we're soaking in everything and we're taking everything. We're not taking anything for granted. Like,
Well,
you know what I'm saying? Like, I
yeah.
feel like it could be sometimes I'm like, oh, yeah, sure, I don't want to change a poopy diaper every time, but it's like, then I put her down and she smiles at me and like, you know,
Or,
I
like-
make it fun.
or, like, there's been
it's
times
a blessing to
we've
be able
been-
to do that.
Oh, sorry, not trying to cut
There
you
you
off.
go.
2024 is a year we're going to step into comfort and style. And if you guys want to do that like us, then make sure you guys check out vessi.com/yourcoupletea because we want to talk to you guys about our favorite shoe.
We got our Vessi shoes right here. They are waterproof, and it's surprisingly, it's been
kinda
raining in
rainy.
Arizona.
So-
So I've been wearing these on my walks with Topper and Sky May recently.
Yeah, so we both have the everyday classic shoe. We, we're that cringy couple that decided to match.
We had
but they're
to.
actually really cute. And what I really like about them is you can wear them like anywhere. And I don't know what it is, but like wet shoes to me is just so gross. So the fact that they are waterproof is so nice. They're super comfy and super stylish. So if you guys want to check out Vessi, they have so many different shoes options that you guys can choose from. Like I said, they're comfortable, they're cute, they're stylish, and they're
waterproof.
waterproof, which is really cool in my opinion because I've never had a pair of shoes that are waterproof until
neither.
now. So if you guys want to check them out, you guys can actually get 15% off if you guys use our code. You guys will go to vessi.com/yourcoupletea. So check that out, and then also you guys can go in the description box and click the link as well.
Good God.
There's been times we've been in the car and like she's screaming bloody murder. We'll put on some praise and worship music and we'll like be like jamming out and it's like, okay, we can't get her to stop screaming. It feels stressful, but we're like trying to make the most of the situation. And then sometimes I feel like we'll just be like, do you hear anything? We'll be like, no, I don't hear anything. Like just joking to each other. It's like, there's times where it definitely gets like high stress, but we try and like make the most of it, I guess. I don't know.
And also, I'm not saying she does look like me or not, but
Yeah.
first of all, being sad about that, it's like, it's so out of your control anyways. Like, why even, if that was the case, like, why even be sad about that?
Well, like I don't really want like I personally, I think that if we have a son, for some reason, I feel like he's gonna look just like me, which is gonna be weird.
Probably.
But I think when she's older too, she's gonna look more like me too. But I do. There is something I see, but I don't even care. Like I think she looks like you, but I don't look at her and be like, I see Josh. Like I just see little Sky.
I don't see it as much as like people say it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But she also,
Like the copy and pasting, like I
Yeah.
don't really see that.
the only thing that I don't know why, like it doesn't. Like, cause I don't care that people say she looks like Josh, but it's more so I'm like, I can't do a video without people saying it. Like, I'm like, okay, yeah, like we've said this on every video
No, true, but you got to think like TikTok is pushing to like
to new
so
people
many
all the
like
time.
random people, so it's like we're gonna see those comments, but it's like it could be the first
No,
time ever
but
commenting.
sometimes I'll get DMs and they've said it to me 10 times and I'm like, yeah, like so cute. And then
Yeah.
they like keep saying, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like I don't understand.
They just don't know what else to say, I
And I'll
guess.
be like, yeah, he's a cutie.
All right, next assumption is y'all will spoil your kid. I feel like
I
we're
know.
not very spoily type people. Like,
You don't even spoil me. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but you know what I'm saying? That's not my love language. Like you're not the person who's like, I'm gonna go buy my wife like that. Like,
no, yeah,
you
like
know, Valentine's Day coming up, you're not going and buying me a like
thousands of
expensive
dollars
or
worth
like
of stuff
doing,
or hundreds of dollars worth of stuff.
I feel like that's not really our love language, really.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm like, I don't. It depends what you consider spoiling, because like as far as getting her gifts and stuff, like neither of us are gift people.
No.
So I just don't see that being a thing. Like obviously we're gonna get her gifts and stuff.
Does she have cute clothes now? But I wouldn't even consider that spoiling because like that's really has nothing to do with her. She doesn't even old enough to realize or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I feel like I grew up with parents who definitely didn't spoil us and I kind of loved that. So like I definitely don't want to spoil my kids. Like I want my kids to have things that they need. And then there's some things that's like, yeah, okay, if they want this, I'll get them. But then there's some things where it's like, okay, like how are you going to work for that? Like how are you going to earn that?
I will say though, like I do want to instill that mentality, but like as far as like us going on trips and stuff,
Yes.
like is she gonna be like spoiled in that way? Because like obviously we're bringing our kid along with us.
I will spoil my
Absolutely,
kid in
like
experiences
yeah.
for sure.
Like,
For
do I
sure.
want to take her to Hawaii when she's old enough to go swimming in the ocean and stuff? Like,
But now-
sure, but we would do that regardless of
That's-
having a kid. So like, she's gonna come with us.
That's the thing is like it's for her like when she's older, like yes, but like also it's for us, like like our memories
What's
with our
family
kids. Like
experiences, yeah.
to me, I feel like if I could afford it, that's what I'm gonna spend my money on. Is things that like if you were to die tomorrow, then the thing is like what would you look back on? Like I would want to like
True.
all the memories and experiences and the more time spent with my kids.
And we work very hard, so like obviously if we have the ability to do that stuff, like we will. Like again, like obviously I'm just thinking crazy. Like say we had enough money to get a yacht one day and that was a purchase we wanted to make. Would our kid come on a yacht? Like I'm just thinking extreme examples.
Yeah.
Like yeah, but like would we hope that she's not a spoiled brat? Of course.
But that's
and
all
like,
how you parent the kids.
and that's our stuff. We're
'Cause
not spoiling her with it. Like that would be ours. You know, she's obviously our kid, so she's coming
Yeah.
on it. Again, that's an extreme like example, but I think you can have like
it's called respect and they know it's not something that they just get because they're just privileged, but rather than it's like you can still have nice things because I've met kids where it's like they've grown up and they've got all these experiences, but they're very humble still and they're very like
Facts.
they understand because their parents also made them work for things. It's not just like they're like, I want this, give me this. Like they're not like spoiled brats in that way. So
100%.
that's definitely something that I think because even my dad being a teacher and my mom was a stay-at-home mom, they made enough money to buy a cottage. Now it was the smallest cottage on the lake and we penny pinched like my whole childhood, but like my parents spent that money instead of like just spoiling us and like getting different, like going out to eat or getting like Dairy Queen or certain things. They bought the cottage and that was like experiences. So I was spoiled with like a really cool childhood in the summer and I got to spend so much time with my family. And so to me, it's like, you could look at it as like I could look at my child and be like, I wasn't spoiled at all. I never got new clothes. I never got this. But like to me, I think I was pretty spoiled because I got experiences. Like and that's what I would rather spoil my kids in is it experiences and like quality time together than just buying them
100%.
whatever new shoe or whatever they want. But we'll see.
Ooh, here I knew this one was coming. You guys force the camera in your kid's face. I think force is the wrong word because
she's not a toddler. They can
yeah,
be like,
you're not a
no.
toddler. It's not like she can push it away.
To be honest, she grabs it and pulls it towards
She
her.
does actually usually grab it. And
Okay,
she
this is
does
actually
love the camera.
I mean, this is a topic I could talk about forever, but I'll keep it short because, you know, there's always the haters who are like, oh, if you show your kid, blah, 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 you're this and that. To me, like, I've always loved showing my life on social media. And I get that my kid is not me, but like, she is still a baby. And I think I personally think that like looking back at our, like we just watched back the video of when we got Topper and we wanted to watch our birth vlog again. It's like you forget all these significant things that happen in your life. Not that we forgot the birth, but like you forget little details. And to me, it's so cool to go back and like film. Like I even was telling Josh, I was like, I love our nighttime routine with Sky so much that like I'm like, we need to actually film this nighttime routine. We keep being lazy and like, oh, we'll do it tomorrow. We'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But I'm like, we need to do it while she's little because this is so special to me. Like, I don't want to forget these moments. And like, I'm like, we need to film it. So to me, it's like, you look at it how you want it. If you want to be negative and just be like, oh, they're just trying to shove a camera down their kid's face, or they're trying to capture like different moments and like, I don't know, just like, this is our career and we love what we do. You know, to me, it's nothing's forced. It's just showing our lives.
Yeah. And I feel like you can tell when people are doing things like that for the wrong reasons and stuff. And I mean, no matter what, if your kid's on social media, like people are going to say that stuff. Now, if she is 5 years old and she's like, literally like don't put me on camera, am I going to make my kid be on camera?
You're going to be like, sit down.
Yeah.
Just duct tape them up. Be like, oh no, our kid's fine. They love it. Like we're not
like
monsters.
Yeah. Like I saw like, I forget what it was. I think it was an Instagram reel of a mom and her kid. Like the kid's pet had just died and she didn't know she was live streaming. It almost seemed fake because I'm like, how would you have messed that up?
No, I think but
she was live streaming herself.
But
and then she was also trying to take like a thumbnail with her kid. And she's like, the kid's actually crying. And she's like, no, look like this. Like that was the most messed up shit I've ever seen. And like, obviously that's a whole different scenario. But like, we're never going to be like that. Like if our kid... I feel like if our kid was crying or like just obviously sad or upset about something, like
here's the thing.
I'm not gonna be like, oh, like let's get the reaction to them crying because the dog just died. Like that would be so messed up.
That's so messed up. We love social media, but like we do not need to do social media to make money. So like we genuinely do it out of pure joy and like these memories and different things. Cause like we've talked about it so many times, but I was like, we love like filming and capturing these moments. So I'm not going to like capitalize on different things of like, you know, no, it's like a fun trip or something fun we're doing. Like, yeah, we're going to film a video about it. So
you guys are watching on YouTube. You see Sky May has entered the chat.
Josh was like, what do I do? What do we do? And I was like, just hold her. And he's like, well, it's a little different than when she was a newborn because she might grab the mic. We'll see. I was like, let's just try it. Like, I don't know. Like, let's see how it goes.
No, I mean, it's not. She's going to be fine, but.
Whoa, you grabbing the mic?
She's so interested. Okay, next assumption about your parents, Sky May. Let's see what it is. Interesting one. You guys don't spend a lot of time with the baby.
Yeah. I mean, that one's probably true. We normally just... Okay, wait. I actually have to say something really funny. That's this kind of an assumption. I did a running vlog and someone was like, did you just leave the baby home alone? I'm like, yeah, that's what I did. I just left the baby home alone. I'm like, guys, I'm not just going to leave a baby home alone.
Yeah, no, that's a wild one. Yeah, I would say if anything, like, I think we've had a babysitter, 2 times ever?
2 times. Yeah, 2 times.
Yeah, 2 times.
Three technically.
Oh, technically like 3, not 3 full days, but 3 different scenarios. Like we went snowmobiling for a couple hours. We went snowboarding for a couple hours one day. And then the other time we went out for a friend's birthday dinner.
But all of those, I don't think we were even gone from Sky more than even 3 hours. Exactly. I think it was like 2.5 hours was the max. So I've literally never taken more than 2.5 hours away from Sky. And I actually feel like I'm never really away from her because Ava and I have like frozen. Like how many bottles have you even given her? Because that's normally when I'm away. Probably like 8 bottles.
Yeah, that's how, exactly.
And that's like me leaving just
I
like
have not
time,
given her 8 bottles. No, I've given her like 4 max.
Okay, yeah. So the
babysitter giving her like 2 to 3. So yeah, almost 8.
So what I'm saying is like I'm with her all the time and I love it. Like it's not, I don't know. I haven't felt like, oh, I need a break from her or like anything like that. She's so cute.
I feel like that's a crazy assumption. So we're just going to skip because I feel like there's a good pivot point and I'm not going to read it exactly because I don't feel like finding out my phone, but it was Josh leaves to do fun things all the time, and Katie
leaves Katie.
Yeah,
leaves Katie to watch the baby.
Well, like Katie is stuck with the baby.
Oh, stuck with the baby.
It's more so like, oh, like Katie doesn't get the opportunity, which I will say part assumption is right, but the other part's not because I do leave. I wouldn't say all the time, but I leave to do fun stuff. But also a lot of times Sky's sleeping, and Katie does leave too, but but just not as much.
Personally,
but you could though.
This is
it's
my
not
opinion.
like you can't.
I feel like moms like are with the baby normally more, and especially when you're exclusively breastfeeding, which is basically what I'm doing. So I'm with Sky all the time, and I'm feeding her. So like I don't like to leave her long, but then sometimes I've personally been bad about like scheduling and doing things away from her. So it kind of was more on me. But I know Josh is like his best self when like he goes out and he does things like he gets to go out and golf and he goes to iFly. So like Josh definitely leaves more, but I kind of like when Josh leaves too, because then it's like me and Sky time. Like I get to go do things that Josh doesn't like to do too. I just have the baby with me, but the things that I want to do, like I can bring her a long way.
Yeah, like Katie went and did a boxing class with the girls last
I didn't
night,
bring her.
and I watched Sky. So
Yeah.
it's not all. And then like sometimes like I'll post me playing like hockey, but like I'm doing that like 6 a.m. Like Sky's still sleeping. Like obviously Katie has to be here when I'm gone at that time because someone has to be with the child. But Katie's either also sleeping or she's working out at our home gym.
Yeah, but we've also what we've done.
She's going crazy with this.
She loves it.
She loves it.
What we've done a lot though too is like even in the morning, like now Josh sometimes will work out at the home gym and then I'll get up and leave in the morning before Sky even gets up. So like that way I'm getting out of the house and vice versa. So I feel like now all we do, we've been better about like both going and doing things, but we're like, hey, I'm going at this time. You don't have anything, do you? Like blah, blah, blah.
100%. Yeah. So, yeah. And we've also arranged our schedules differently to like make you just like Katie said, like she thinks I'm my best self when I get out and do those things.
Yeah.
So it's like even a couple days last week, like I woke up at 5 a.m. I worked out at 5 and then I went and played hockey and I was home by 7:30. Sky wakes up at like 8:39. So it's like I'm not even missing out in it, and I've already done those things. Like
it's not Josh isn't leaving me with he's not like he's always like, hey, do you care if I go golfing? And if I genuinely was like, hey, like I don't wanna watch her all day by myself, then he would stay home. And I know that. But to me, I'm always like, no, go do that. Like I kind of want to, like sometimes I'll film like videos for my channel while he's gone, or like I'll take Sky and we'll go to like Marshall's, and like Josh doesn't care to do that stuff, and I don't like when he comes really because like he doesn't enjoy it. So like there's things I
hate
like
shopping.
I'm not a big shopper, but sometimes I just like to go browse, do different things.
100%.
Go to Michael's, make a craft. I feel like I like having that time to like work on my scrapbook or like do different things, and like I enjoy being with.
Well, I
Sky
was
too,
gonna
so, like,
say Katie has never been like or even expressed a little bit of like like
no, I like when he goes and
yeah, like if she was like
like,
maybe don't go, and then I just wouldn't go. It's not that. It's not like I have to go golf like
to me also
once every 2 weeks. Like it's not that deep, you know.
We both are like helping out with Sky during the day, and like we work together, so we're both with her all the time. Yeah. So it's like I am more than okay, and like if you go, I don't know, golf.
But that is a fair assumption. And especially based off like social media, like a lot of times like I'll post like, oh, I went skydiving, because like that I also like. As much as I love posting my family and stuff, like I really love playing sports. And
okay, but
I love skydiving. So it's like if I do that, like I post it because I don't get to do it as often. So like I want to show it. It's like this is so fun to me.
This is kind of like an honest like. I don't post all the time when I'm with my friends anymore, just because of like past things that have happened with friends and like how I felt like that those relationships went. So like a lot of times like. And then like people always have like different opinions of what they think. Like, let's say you post with someone one time, they think you're like best friends, this and that. Sometimes I like to keep certain things private. So I feel like when I go off and do things sometimes with my friends, like I don't post about it anymore. And I also feel like we used to post so much more on our Instagram stories, and I don't anymore. So like I am going and doing things, but some things I just like I don't know, off social media.
No, that's why I was saying that, because that's what I'm saying. Like it's not like you don't go do stuff.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I go skydiving, like even if it's once a month, like I'm posting it, and I feel like to that average person, they see that and they're like, he's a dad, he went skydiving. Like that does sound crazy and seem crazy. So it's like, that's kind of like, they're like remembering that. Or it's like, oh, he got to go golfing. Like he's a dad now. Yeah. And it's like, yeah.
And it's also different. We have one kid. I mean, maybe in the future, but honestly, even if I think we had multiple kids, I feel like I would still think it'd be the same. And then I'd take the kids to go do something that I like to do and the kids like to do.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like the perfect
I just think
thing.
Again, like I feel like I would never sacrifice, like, like I'm not going golfing over going to like
No.
You
If
know,
we were
like
gonna
my
do something.
daughter's, well, obviously she's so young, but like over her going to her soccer game or
Yeah.
like something like that.
But if we had nothing going and you have free time, like why not?
But over her drooling and spitting up on me?
Never.
Sure. Once a week, maybe. And that goes to my next one. You guys talking baby voices way too much.
We do.
I agree. Every YouTube video I edit of ours, like any video basically, I'm like, wow, I'm so cringy. Like I talked in the video the entire time in a baby voice.
You know what
Almost.
though?
But like oh my little baby, my little princess.
I even look back at like our old YouTube videos and like sometimes I watch, I'm like, oh my God, why were we talking like that? We're so cringe. But I don't care because it's like the season of life. Like everyone's cringy and just like embrace it. Like who cares? Like genuinely, why would I
don't
change
care.
for like what someone else
I'm
is
just
gonna
saying
think?
that assumption is
But
true.
we
do.
100% are cringe.
Someone said you try to give your daughter a ton of experiences. I like that assumption. However, like I feel like
kind of
maybe
more
they're
for
saying
us
that
right now,
because
I
like we
guess.
went to like Colorado, we've been to Hawaii, like that. As I don't even know how to say this, but like that wasn't for her. She's not gonna remember that. But it's for like a family
Like it
experience.
is for her, but like not really. Like
But even
she doesn't know.
Yeah, but
you
like
know?
if we didn't have a child, like we would have gone and done those things
Yeah.
regardless.
I think
it's not like, oh, we have to go on a snow trip because we have a baby.
Okay,
now.
but okay, let's talk
Did we
about that
post
real
a
quick.
video like taking our baby to the snow for the first time? Hell yeah, because that's a cute ass vlog that I want to look back on. But like if we didn't have a child, would we have done it? Absolutely.
Yes. The thing is too, is like even like going on a trip like Colorado, like that was kind of a struggle of like the whole time. Like I was like, are we going to even be able to do anything like snowboard or snowmobile? It's not like we don't face like different like trials and tribulations of like being a parent, of like getting to do certain things. Also, what's crazy is when people like assume those things, I'm like, we live in a state with zero help. Like we don't have any aunts, any uncles. We don't have any grandparents here. Like we really don't have like, oh, we want to go to the gym together, like the two of us. So like when people make certain assumptions, I was like, guys, like one, we don't really have a nanny. We never really used a babysitter. I'm not saying that's bad if you do. I'm just saying when people are like, oh, you got it so easy because you have money. I'm like, okay, we might have money, but you have a free babysitter all the time because your mother will always watch your kid or things like that. Like everything is so
That's a good point.
situational. So it's always like, it's never good to point a finger at like, I feel like any parent situation.
Chongzilla has entered the podcast.
Yes, she's like, let me talk
She's
to
like,
them.
let me grab the mic. Let me have it, daddy. All right, we'll do one more assumption. I'll try to find a good one for us.
Find a good one. Yeah.
I'll just do it, even though I feel like we've talked about this topic so many times, and I feel like people kind of know the answer already. But like, y'all want to have another baby? Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Oh no, there was one assumption that I'm pregnant. I'm not pregnant, so we can ex-nay that one. I'm not pregnant, but I could be. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding. No.
She's not pregnant
This is so
yet.
hard is because like oh my God, I have baby fever already. But I'm like, is it because because some people are like, oh, it's the easy phase.
I will say
So then I'm
I
like,
am
careful.
scared. I am scared that I think scared is the wrong word, but I'm like, I do believe she is a good baby. Like,
I know.
you know, and I'm scared. I'm like, what if like the next baby was like super colicky or just like cried all the time? Cause
I feel like we would figure a way.
We would
around
figure it out,
though.
but like, she's been so good. It's been so amazing. I'm like, you know what I'm saying?
I know. But no, it's so hard because so right now we're kind of in the like, of course we want another baby, but I also don't want to just rush into the next baby but I don't even think it'd be rushing because I think you can still enjoy both babies.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't
Like,
want to.
Because I'm like loving all this time with Sky so much. So it's like
I will say in my head, sorry to cut you off, as much as it feels, as much in my head, like I'd want another baby, it doesn't feel right yet to me.
no,
you know what I'm saying?
that's the thing is like, it feels like too
Because
rushed.
I made a joke earlier, like, you know,
Yeah.
how you have kids.
Yeah.
But like in my head, I'm like,
What was your joke? I'm going to put a baby.
Yeah, something like that, something along those lines. But I don't actually feel like I would do that when we're talking about it, like when we're kind of messing around about it. Like I'm like, it just doesn't feel right yet.
But honestly, that's like kind
But
of.
if it happened, it perfectly fine.
Yeah, I would be totally okay. But like, but we're so the type of people who are like, I don't know, like even when we didn't want a kid, like not didn't want a kid, but didn't want a kid yet, we were so like, it doesn't feel right. And then it just all of a sudden hit us and we're like, I think I feel ready.
That's what I'm saying. Like
And I
would
feel
be
like that will
totally
happen.
completely happy if
Yeah.
you were pregnant right now, but at the same time, like if you're like put a baby inside me now, I'd be like I'm down, but like in my head it just doesn't feel like the
I
timing
feel
just
that
doesn't
too.
feel
I feel
like
that
it's
too,
right
but I
now.
feel like in a couple months, maybe it might, maybe not. So like to me, it's all in God's hands. We'll see. I totally feel like I always thought like I'm like when people have a kid, they're like, I want so many more. And I'm like, I wonder like why they feel that way because it'd be so much work. I feel that way. Like, I don't know. I called my sister. I was like, oh my God, I want like 10.
I know.
Like, not actually, but like, I was
to be
like,
close in age too.
yeah, that's the thing. But then I'm also like, I'm like, well, I don't want them to be too close because I don't want to get it over. Like, you know how people are like, oh, get it over with. I'm like, I don't want to get it over with. I love this. I was like, I don't know. And then people are always like, oh, well, like, just wait. But I'm like, I'm so excited for her to be a toddler. I love toddlers.
With that being
I
said,
know they're a lot of work, but I love toddlers too.
Let's take Chunkzilla's. Let's get her say on the matter. You want a sister or brother?
She said she wants a sister or a brother. Well, she said she already has a brother.
She's currently trying to eat the mic.
She looks like she's about to say something.
Chunky, no. I know she did. She like grabbed me and she's like, let me say something. But with that being said, we will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you guys for listening.
We'll
Thank
talk to you guys later.
Thank you for all your assumptions. Peace.